Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Most welcome to Triangular Kamal Academy. Today we are going to discuss the quadratic equations. Actually, how to find the roots of the quadratic equation and the different types of quadratic equation. Okay, we see the quadratic equation. Its standard form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, c are constant and here a is not equal 0. So this is the standard form of the quadratic equation. By doing the calculation, we can find the value of x, which is the roots of the quadratic equation. Now in the first step, we will multiply both sides by a. Then we will get here ax square plus abx plus ac equals 0, or ax square plus 2ax b by 2 plus b by 2 whole square and minus b by 2 whole square plus ac equals 0. Just we add here b by 2 whole square to make a calculation or make a formula a plus b whole square, and the same term eliminating as a negative sign. Now ax plus b by 2 whole square, this from ax whole square to b by 2 whole square, and shifting here b by 2 whole square, the left side to right side, we will get here b square by 4 minus ac. Now doing calculation here, ax plus b by 2, and this one will be here 4 b square minus 4 ac, and this is square will be square root in the right side. Now doing the calculation here, ax equal minus b by 2, and square root will be the plus minus, so now plus minus 2 root over b square minus 4 ac. And here doing the calculation, we get finally x equal, that taking here the 2 as LCM, 2, then minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4 ac, and this a multiply and shifted to right side as divide. So this is the actually roots of the quadratic equation, which is x equal minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4 ac by twice a, and these are the two roots. If we consider here plus, we will get one roots, and if we consider here minus, we will get another roots. But nature of the roots of the types of the equation always depends on b square minus 4ac, and here b square minus 4ac is called discriminant, and sometimes it's represented by b square minus 4ac. Actually this will represent the types of the quadratic equation. Now we will discuss the different types of the quadratic equations. Okay, if we see here the b square minus 4ac is greater than 0 from the quadratic equation, we will get here two roots, and both are real and unequal. And the giving here one example, x square minus 5x plus c. Here a equal plus 1, b equal minus 5, and c equal plus 6. And the discriminant d equal b square minus 4ac, doing calculation we get here plus 1, that is greater than 0. So we know when the roots of the quadratic equation is greater than 0, the two roots will be unequal and real. Okay, let's see what are the roots. And roots equal to x equal minus b plus 1 is b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. Here b equal minus 5 and minus will remain here same, and b square minus 4ac from the upper side we get here 1. Doing calculation we get here two roots. The first one is 3, another one is 2. So we see here two roots, first one is 3, another one is 2. So these two roots are real and unequal. So doing the calculation here, now we put the graph. The first root is 3, the from middle point is 1, 2, 3, another one is 2. When x equals 0, if we consider here this one, x square minus 5x plus c equal y, the when x equals 0, y will be 6. So 6, 0 will be 1 point, and the making here the graph, and 2 and 3 intersecting, we will graph here the parabola. So in the later topics we will discuss how this one is the opens up and opens down, and how we can get here the minimum point or the maximum point. The few minutes later we will discuss. Okay, now in the case 2 when the b square minus 4ac equals 0, so what we see example in the x square minus x square plus 6x minus 9 equals 0, the discriminant will be 36 minus 30 equals 0. So when discriminant equals 0, two roots are real and equal. So from example here, minus x square plus 6x minus 9 equals 0, we see here the two roots are 3 and 3, so both are repeated. So when the two roots are repeated, so we see here, if consider here 0, 1, 2, 3. When the x equals 0, then y will be minus 9. So I think 1, 2, 3, minus 9 is the outside of the graph. So we consider as a 3 unit as 1. So now 1, 2, 3. So 3 means 3 unit as 1. That means minus 3 means minus 9. So now we make here this one is a minus 9 and this one is a, here we see two figure from discriminant is greater than 0 and discriminant equals 0. Now we will discuss when the discriminant is smallest or less than 0. In the case 3, when b square minus 4ac is less than 0, that no real roots or the roots will be complex or imaginary roots. For the example here, x square minus twice x plus 3, and discriminant will be minus 8, that is less than 0, and roots of the quadratic equation after doing calculation we get here two roots, 1 plus minus root over minus 2, that is considering here plus and considering here minus, we get here two roots. And okay, now when the x equals 0, so y will be 3, the first one here, and two imaginary roots, that means roots of the quadratic equation x 1 plus root over minus 2, 1 minus root over minus 2. These imaginary roots never intersect x-axis, it always upper side or the lower side. So doing the calculation here, we get when the x equals 0, y equal minus 3 and the two roots in the upper side, and later we will discuss how we can find the roots of the quadratic equation in the complex number. So now here y square x square minus twice x plus 3 equals 0, and the two roots, the first roots here and second root here, they never intersect in the x-axis. Next one, functions of the quadratic equation. So consider actually is the opens up and is opens down. So how we can calculate the, or how we can identify if the quadratic equation is either opens up or opens down. Y equal f of x equal ax square plus bx plus c. So opens up and opens down always consider for the value of a. When the a is greater than 0, then y equal fx gives the minimum points at a. So all are the minimum points and it's called the opens up. And this one is the lowest point, that is the bottoms of the curves. It may be any quadrant, the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So always we get here the minimum points. So we can consider when a is greater than 0, the graph will give the minimum points and always it opens up. So when a is smaller than 0, the graph will give the maximum point at a, that is the maximum point a, and this graph is opens down like x square minus 5x plus 6. Here a is minus 1, that is for these equations we will get these types of graph. Now we are going to calculate a mathematical problems which is related to the maximum and minimum values, that is max point or the minimum point, how we can find out the maximum point or minimum points. So here we see the given equation x square minus 5x plus 13 equal x minus p plus q. For all values of x, calculate the value of p and q. And the second question, the maximum or minimum points and the value of x at which the maximum value occurs, and draw the graph of the quadratic equation. First, the given equation here x square minus 5x plus 13 is a x minus p whole square plus q. Comparing the both sides, we have to arrange the data as like as the right side. So now this is the square format. So making the square format, we always consider here 5. So 5 divided by 2 and 5 by 2 whole square is a minus b whole square. X square then minus 5x, that means x 5 by 2 plus 5 by 2, adding here as a extra to make the formula x minus 2 whole square, then plus 13 will remain same. And so now doing the calculation here, we got the left side is finally x minus 5 by 2 whole square plus 13, 27 by 4. And comparing both sides here, we get P equal 5 by 2 and Q equal 27 by Q. And that's actually, this is the center of the quadratic equations, the lowest point, but here A is greater than 0, that is we will get the graph like this. So this one will be minimum point, and at the minimum point this one is the 5 by 2 and X for X, and for Y will get at 27 by 4 for Y. So this is actually the minimum point. Now the second question, the maximum point and the minimum point of the parabola. Okay, let's see, we are going to discuss the next. X square minus 5x plus 13 equal x minus 5 by 2 whole square plus 27 by 0. We know this is a square format. For any values of x, this always gives the positive value, and the lowest value for it may be when the x equal minus 5 by or plus 5 by 2, this one will be 0. So the x minus 5 by 2 whole square is always greater than or equal 27 by 4, that is this one is the minimum value. And so minimum value is 6.75, and the minimum points we will get when we consider here x minus 5 by 2 whole square equals 0, that is x by 2. Now we will draw the figure of the quadratic equation. First, at the point of x equal minus 2 by 5, this one will be 1, 2 and 2.5, and the minimum value, that is the value of y, the minimum value is 6.75. so this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually that is the 6.75, just nearest to 7. So comparing here the point, this one is for 2.5 comma 6.75. so this is the minimum point. Point x equal 0, then y is the 13. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So point x equals 0, y is 13. So we get here, so this is the point of minimum point at x equal 2.5, and this point is called the y-intercept, that is y equal 13, or x equal 0. You can draw the graph of the parabola, and using this format, this is a standard form by using the vertex of a quadratic equations. Okay guys, now we are going to review our work done. First of all, standard form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, where a not equal 0. For the values of a is greater than 0, and we get here the minimum points, and when a is smaller than 0, then we can get here the maximum point. So, and the roots of the quadratic equation is minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac by twice a is the two roots of the quadratic equations, and the discriminant of the quadratic equation is b square minus 4ac. When b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, we can get here two roots, and roots are real and unequal, that is two distinct roots. When b square minus 4ac equals 0, we get two real and equal roots, that is roots are repeated. When b square minus 4ac is smaller than 0, that is square root of negative number is always complex and imaginary. So here we get two roots, and both are complex or imaginary, and they never intersect at any point of the x-axis. And after doing the calculation, finally we saw here the equations, and x square minus 5x plus 6 or 12 in equation, making the format is x minus p whole square plus q, and here p and q are vertex of the quadratic equations, and p at which point the graph give the maximum or minimum point, it always depend on the point of p. Okay guys, thank you very much to enjoy this tutorial. If you have any question, please comment me. Hopefully see you again in the next tutorial. Allah Hafiz.